Hello guys, and welcome to another One Punch Man the Strongest video. So you guys have been asking for guides, and this will be my first guide for this game. It's going to be a very basic guide for players who have not yet experienced the game from the Southeast Asia server. So for those of you more experienced players, this probably is not the guide for you. And in this guide, I'm just going to tell you guys and show you guys the ways you can pump up your BP that are currently available or will be coming out in the game in the near future. Alright, the first and most basic way to increase your BP is obviously leveling and evolving your characters. You've been doing this since day one. Not much explanation there. The game literally guides you through how to do this. However, that being said, I would recommend you guys don't overdo it for evolution and leveling, as there are daily quests that require you to evolve and level characters. You're gonna hit a certain point in the game later on where you just won't have any useful characters to evolve or level up. I'd recommend you guys don't go all out and save some characters to evolve or level up for your daily quests in order to get that EXP. So for example, like I have Deep Sea King, Mosquito Girl, Dr. Genius. I have all their materials ready, and I could evolve them at any moment to boost my BP up. But I'm not going to because there's no need to. The marginal gains will not make that much of a difference in BP. I even have Sonic here, who's like an emergency character, who's useful and I can level up at any point for that daily quest. Okay, moving on, we're gonna go to character skills. You can buy the character skill points every day, and they have a cooldown, like this one's ticking for 5 more minutes, and then I can buy it with coins. However, I recommend you guys do not buy this every time it comes off cooldown. In fact, what I do is I just buy one of each every day, and then that's it. I don't buy it after the reset, or when it resets, basically, because this will be a huge gold drain, and right now I have a lot of gold because I've been conserving it. You use gold in everything in this game. So it's probably, other than gems, it is probably your most important resource. And besides, the BP gain from character skills is very low compared to the cost. So for this as well, I recommend you guys do not go overboard either. Just do your daily skill level up for the daily quest, and then you should be done with it. Don't overdo it and just smash. You can actually just hold down this train button, and then it will use up a lot of the training coins, and then you'll be out of training coins, and it will be a complete waste, basically. Next, we'll look into Limit Break. You do get a fair amount of BP from this, and I'd recommend you guys limit break your characters to a certain point, and then after that, I'd recommend you unlock or limit break the important nodes such as, well, basically just attack. Because if you want HP, you have to do the defensive node, which is the worst node for limit breaking. Like right now, for example, my golden ball, I'm not limit breaking any further. I could, I have enough badges and shards, but I'm just stopping right now because I got all the attack nodes and I'm just waiting for enough shards and badges to fully limit break him to 5-star. This allows some flexibility for me in case for some whatever reason I need to limit break someone else, like Sonic. If I need to get him to 3-star, I have the materials right now, rather than just spending it all on limit breaking Golden Ball for defense and HP stats, which don't really matter to him. He's squishy regardless. He's going to die if he gets hit. Basically, just save your limit break materials for the important nodes, or until you have enough to fully limit break them to the next star. Character journey, you basically get attack and defense. This is negligible. Don't worry about this one. And then the attack is, you get 600 attack. You shouldn't focus on this either. It's just a little bit of a BP gain, as you mentioned, but it's really not that important. And then character talent, it's not quite out yet. I believe it's going to be released soon. That's what it says, coming soon. But it's a vitality mode that you can do alternatively to Conqueror's Challenge. And this does give quite a good BP boost. So I recommend you do this the minute it comes out. If you cannot clear Conqueror's Challenge really well, or if your gear is already at a certain point, then you should work on your talents, as it does boost your BP quite a bit. Okay, next we go into the gear section. We start off with the exclusive items. We have your keepsake and exclusive badge. So there are 2 ways you can increase your BP with the exclusive items. You can either enhance them, which don't give a lot of stats until you hit I believe it says here every 10 levels of an exclusive enhancement grants a big improvement. So that's when you're gonna get your big BP boost. So for example, that's why if you take a look at all my exclusive equipments, except for Beast King's, because I just wanted to bump up his attack as much as possible, they're all within like 10s, like 40, 50, 30, 60. I never level up my keepsakes or exclusive badges to like just a random number, because it doesn't give you that much of a BP gain, and the gold cost is really high. So for example, I wouldn't want to just level up my Beast King's demon badge to 43 for no reason. You're only getting like what's this, about 300 and 260 HP for 9,000 gold. I don't think that's really worth it in my opinion. And then the second way to boost up your BP, which is the big BP boost, is to ascend your exclusive items. However, this costs Star Ascension cards, which are very difficult to get, especially for free-to-play. And sometimes, if you go past 2-star, or every time you go past 2-star, you're going to need the keepsake or the exclusive badge in order to get that character's keepsake or exclusive badge to 3-star. And these are very rare. You can mostly only get these from events. You can get them from the supply depot through exchange, but I highly don't recommend that. You want to be saving all of your exchange tickets for Star Ascension cards. Alright, next we're going to move on to gears. Very similar to the exclusive item. Enhancing gears, it does give you a decent amount of BP, but once you hit a certain point, the gold and, what is this thing? EXP card cost is just too high for the amount you're getting. Like, the gains you get compared to the cost just aren't worth it. So, I recommend for something like this, for like blue gear, just level up to around level 20 or 30. Purple gear around 40 to 50. And then later on when you get, what do you call it? There's going to be orange gear or yellow gear. You can level that up to around, like, probably level 90 is going to be where you want to get it to. But for now, enhancing your gear past like level 50 or level 30 for blues really isn't worth it. The costs are too high for the BP gains. And much similar to the exclusive items, the majority of your BP gains will be from ascending your gear. This does cost Star Ascension cards, so be wary on how you use your Star Ascension cards. And you only always want to ascend substats that are good. For example, here I have Defense as my substat. I will never use Star Ascension cards on this piece of gear. I would only enhance it because Defense is a terrible stat, especially when it goes with Attack. I would probably use my Star Ascension cards on something like this, a Speed gear, in order to either tune my speed or try to outspeed my opponents. Alright, moving on. We are going to go to Saitama. And we'll start off with Saitama Memories. You actually get quite a bit of a BP boost here, so try not to neglect your Saitama Memories. For these, you want to just draw, usually, until you have either 4 or less of these pieces remaining, and then you can request the remaining ones you need from your club, and hopefully they'll be nice enough to donate some to you. And I would also prioritize the top row here, all these memories on the top row, since they give general stats of attack and HP, which all of your characters will be using, not just a specific class. All your characters will get, for instance, plus 500 attack or plus 3000 HP. After you are done unlocking most of the top row, then you can start focusing on specific class memories that you need. For instance, I already started on the grappler stats for ally damage rate. I'm going to go on to damage reduction later on. And then further on down the line, as you can see here, is it this one? No. It's a little bit further down. Let me see. Navigation on this is kind of annoying. Is it this one? Grappler attack percentage. I'm going to try to unlock this as soon as possible once I get to it as well. So that's why I say focus on the top row first until you reach a certain point where you can unlock a sub-category memory that you need. For instance, like grapplers. I highly recommend grapplers since you'll never encounter a situation where you won't be raising or building any grapplers They're just the most useful class in the game, other than maybe espers later on. You'll be mostly training grapplers and espers. So basically, for the memories, just complete the first row and then start working on whatever class that you are mostly building that you need. Next, we got Saitama Talent. You get these talent books every day from completing your Saitama quests down here. From this chest, you get 5. So well, you should be doing this every day already, so you should already know what to expect from that. So how this works, what you want to do is very simple. You just want to unlock every single node as fast as possible, and once you have, you want to see how many points you need to complete in the previous Saitama talent, and then just complete the minimum and then move on. Since if you stay on the current Saitama talent or start working on the previous ones, you get diminishing returns because it's going to cost more books, but you're not going to get very high stats from it. So that is how you work on your Saitama talents, and that's how I recommend you do it. Complete or unlock all the nodes first, and then complete the bare minimum and move on to the next one. Alright, now we gotta go inside the home, which will be the last place where you can boost up your BP. And we're gonna take a look at figurines next. This is a huge BP booster. In fact, there's even costume figurines, which I don't own any because I'm free to play. But for those who are spending, this is why this game is not free to play friendly. The spenders can actually get BP boosts based on buying off costumes. And a lot of games, the costumes, you don't get any like stats, right? But in this game, you actually do get stats. The stats from the costumes, in fact, affect every single character that you have. Very similar to the regular figurines. That's just something I want to mention. But you guys don't, if you're free to play or a low spender who doesn't buy skins, don't worry about the costume section. So starting off, we have figurine bases. Every single one, even the basic one, gives stats. So what I recommend you do, obviously, is keep your figurine bases up to date. Have the best or highest grade figurine bases out. Of course, if you don't have the best one out, it'll have a red dot indicating that you should probably upgrade this and increase your BP. Next, we're going to talk about the stars for figurines. This will be a huge boost for your BP as well. What I would recommend, obviously, first is to focus on the characters you are using in your current lineup and star those up first. After you have done that, you can start focusing on the plan, which requires you, for the first stage I've already completed, is to star up 3 characters to 3 stars. So I would pick for every group, after obviously you've finished the characters you're using or building in your current lineup, 3 characters from a group, and then try to get them to 3-star. For instance, in this group, I've picked Genos, Moomin Rider, and whatever the stupid card thing is. I got these 3 to 3-star first to complete the first plan. And then after that, move on to the next group and repeat this all the way until you completed it for pretty much every group. And then go back down. Once you've completed the first plan for every group, go back down to the first group again and then look at the plan again. It requires you to have 4 characters at 3 stars. Then you start limit breaking the 4th character to 3-star, and then you rinse and repeat this for every group again, and then go back to plan again. You guys get the idea, basically. All right, and for the next part, we are going to cover the laboratory very briefly, because this is sort of new and a lot of players have barely just unlocked this. For now, just pick whatever core gives you the highest BP, regardless. For instance, Genos core probably gives me 7,000 BP bonus. Oh, actually, no, my DSK core gives me a lot because I've been focusing on it. I'm trying to get to DSK level 4 as soon as possible. But yeah, for now, just pick whatever core gives you the most BP. Later on, when you get more cores or materials to level up these cores, I would recommend you focus on the cores that you are using or the stats that the cores give that you will need for your future lineups. I'll make a separate, more detailed video on how the laboratory and cores work. But for now, like I said, just pick whatever cores give you the highest BP bonus. And for the last part of today's video, we will be covering the training center. Okay, so for the training halls, it's quite simple. What you want to focus on first is to hit your training target for every single class. So for instance, I've already completed level 1. Now if I want to get to level 2, I have to do each of the classes 100 times. And it's actually more efficient to do the training books one at a time, especially later on when you're trying to 100% these training halls. It gets very tedious, and the gold drain, the gold cost is just ridiculous. But in the very beginning, it doesn't make much. I mean, it does make a difference still. It's still better to do these one at a time, but I'm too damn lazy. I just click the train 10 until I get to 100 for now. But later on, when you're trying to actually complete or max out these training halls, I would recommend you do this one at a time. It's just going to be very tedious and a very gold draining process. And obviously, when you are doing these training halls, always keep the positive gains or the ones that give the most attack and HP. For instance, if it's something that gives a bunch of attack but it decreases a bunch of defense, I would still probably keep it, since defense is one of the worst. It is the worst stat in the game. So basically, if you get a lot of attack or HP bonus and at the cost of defense, always keep those. Or if you just have a net positive gain, overall keep those training regimens as well. Last but not least, do not overdo the training halls either. It is a huge gold drain. Like, if I wanted to, I could just train each one of these one at a time and completely use up all my training books, but it's completely unnecessary, and the BP gains are negligible compared to the amount of gold that you have to spend on the training hall. Okay guys, well that's going to be it for this One Punch Man video. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this One Punch Man video, and if you'd like to see more of this type of content in the future. Also give me some suggestions on what type of guides you'd like to see in the future. I really like reading your comments in the comments section below. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next One Punch Man video. Peace!